In a world where the paranormal meets the preposterous, where ghostly whispers echo through the abandoned arcades, and every creaky floorboard might just be a clue, two bravish souls dare to investigate the mysteries no one else will touch.
The Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. They don't always get it right, but they always get it weird.
Hey there, mystery lovers and mischief makers. I'm Steve.
And I'm Dan, together with the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators, your guides through the weird, the wild, and the wonderfully unexplained.
Each week, we dive headfirst into bizarre tales, haunted happenings, and conspiracy theories so strange they'll make your nan's ghost stories sound like bedtime lullabies.
We're talking cursed vacuum cleaners, psychic pigeons, haunted theme parks, and maybe, just maybe, a few real clues along the way.
So grab your flashlights, your EMF detectors, and maybe a snack, because things are about to get weird.
This is the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators, where the only thing scarier than the truth is how much fun we're having finding it.
And with Dan's hairy hands, we'll go into our next episode.
I didn't realise that was what you were doing.
Oh, yeah. We had to introduce Dan in how... This is how we love Dan. This is why we love him so much, because he's a free spirit.
Welcome to the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. I am Dan.
And I am Steve.
And we, in this podcast, are going to explore the unexplained and the unknown. From things such as ghosts to folklore stories and everything in between. Just any mystery that's unsolved or is mysterious. A mysterious mystery. We're going to investigate it.
And I guarantee it will always be the caretaker. Or the property developer. That's the other one.
Yeah, just after they take their mask off.
Or even the pub landlord.
However, the downside is we're both too old to be called meddling teenagers.
Meddling with teenagers, maybe.
That's not making the edit.
Anyone who knows us will not believe that anyway, so we're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
That's as close as we get to DJs. Just joking about them.
Yeah, but some of us do volunteer for hospital radio. Although not leads, so there we go. Yeah.
Well, Dan, before we carry on, I might as well leave that in there, actually. That's true personality coming over with...
I'll see how I feel when I come to edit.
So, we've had a really good time, because you've actually been here with me in Plymouth for the last few days, and it's been really nice to actually get together again after a long time.
Yes, and the thing that's quite special about this is one of the few episodes of the podcast that is going to be filmed with us in the same room.
Yes, normally because of restraining orders.
Yeah, well, they did let me reduce the restraining order for this visit while I'm here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, and today we've had a very interesting day.
We've been trekking and cross Dartmoor, the wilds of Dartmoor, windswept tundra in the summer of Dartmoor.
Yes, it was really weird because every time we went up, it got very, very cold. And it wasn't even like a mountain. It wasn't tall enough to suddenly be cold. But the higher we went, the colder it went, the more wind there was.
Well, it wasn't even the higher, it's the nearer we got to a mystery. It got windy, so we couldn't use the microphones.
Yeah, and at the moment we started talking, going, yes, this place had this ghost or this strange beast happening. Suddenly, whoa, with all the wind.
Yeah, maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was the howls of the ghost pigs or something.
Which is a story we will talk about. The ghost pigs.
I think I might have got mixed up between two separate. The hairy ghost pigs.
You have got mixed up with two there, but they're on the same bit of road.
And that's the thing. We drove about an hour away from Plymouth on one road, and we passed at least 15 folklore sites along the way.
And we've merely scratched the surface
Oh,
of Dartmoor and the stories that Dartmoor has to tell. We've merely scratched the surface today.
I mean, it is a fascinating landscape, beautiful landscape. So many weird things, and yeah, I can see why so many things have been reported there over the years. It's got such vast history going back millennia.
It has, with stone circles and barrows and all sorts happening. And we visited a tin mine today.
Yeah, unintentionally, because we didn't know it was a tin mine.
No, we only knew it was a tin mine after doing the research ready for this recording.
Yeah, because we're professionals, we do the research after.
Yes, we're very professional at
Very
that.
professional. That's the best way to get into a mystery, isn't it? To be a mystery.
Yes, and also in this field, in the paranormal, all of the people that believe in all of the ghosts and go ghost hunting tell you to go in with an open mind. So, how better to go in with an open mind than to not know anything about it and only know this site has some sort of relevance to a mystery?
I mean, you had that on Saturday because you went on a ghost walk, which I couldn't go to because I suddenly got serious vertigo and couldn't leave the settee. I still think it was the spirits keeping me away. But you
It
went with the family, so do you want to say a little bit about that?
The ghost walk, yes, it was lovely, and it was a real shame that you couldn't be there because it was really fascinating. However, hopefully, we've had some exciting news for the future of the podcast. So we'll see what that exciting thing could be.
It could also
Uh,
be in the past of the podcast, depending on
It could be in the past,
how
depending
long
on
it
when we
takes.
release these orders.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be
yeah,
confusing.
that it would be very confusing. The future of the podcast, then suddenly it's happened 2-3 episodes ago, and it's like, oh no, breaking the mystery of the media. But no,
It's all lies anyway.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, like I'm definitely not looking at a proton pack right now.
And the ghost trap, and the PKE meter. It's all there.
It's all there.
We've got all our equipment for future ghost hunts.
And the best thing is, because this isn't a video, people will be in that mystery of, is there actually Ghostbusters equipment in front of us or not?
Or is he a filthy liar?
Yeah, who knows? Well, that they're
I
not
know.
gonna... I know too.
Yeah, but you could be a filthy liar.
I could be.
You could be.
I could be.
And also, what about all the marshmallow men all over the place in here?
Yeah, so I was wondering about them, and to be fair, it's quite lucky they've stopped making the noises as we started recording.
It's okay, it's a fetish. I just like the little round white bodies.
I wondered why you like me so much.
Yeah, it's like having my own living Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the house. I'm so glad you came to stay. All those cameras just in the shower, just so I can get my. Did you not get a clue when I gave you the little sailor hat to wear?
Yeah, well,
The
you
little
see,
sailor shower cap.
I just thought it was kind of cute and kind of like, yeah, here, wear this.
Oh, it was very cute. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I'm just quietly dying in the corner. Right.
So, anything else we're going to be raising in this episode?
Other than you looking at the video footage of me dressed as Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah. So, yes, Ghost Walk Saturday, going in cold. Yeah, it was interesting because when we signed up for that Ghost Walk, it was very much, right, it's going to be research for the podcast, learn some stories about the ghosts of Plymouth and stories of Plymouth. And then as we went round, the tour guide whose name is Kevin, kept going, oh, we're going to do an experiment now. And he wouldn't tell you what you were doing, just say things such as, walk around this area, but don't go past this point and stop as soon as you feel something weird. And if you don't feel anything weird, then don't worry, just say that you don't feel anything weird. And, touching different bits of buildings, or at one point we looked through a window of a cafe, and he asked us which area of the cafe were we naturally drawn to as we looked through the window. So without knowing the story first, going in cold, it was quite interesting. For that sense of going, there might be a bit of a mystery here, there might not be. And then he'll tell you the story behind it and whether your feeling was right or wrong, so to speak, to the story.
And some people had strange reactions which justified what he was saying and almost confirmed what he was saying about people feeling things.
Yes, well, your lovely other half, Sandy, had that happen at every single site.
Yeah. No, that she's actually very good at doing research, being a nurse and all that. So who knows what she did beforehand?
Yes, who
Yes.
knows?
Who knows? She could just cheated.
She may have done. Maybe she's been on the ghost walk before.
Yeah, maybe that's what she does every Saturday. Disappears off for a ghost walk.
Yeah, she's definitely not doing her acting.
Yeah,
Just
just
she's off walking around looking at ghosts. But yeah, today
Yeah.
Dartmoor, Saturday ghost walk around Plymouth. Very interesting. And I did a bit of a side mission going off to Exeter to go and look at a pub that was mentioned on the ghost walk.
and spookily, you lost some beers.
Oh yeah, that's still a very, very sore topic. Paid £13 for a delicious Imperial Stout. Get onto the train and realise there was a hole in the bottom of the paper bag. And I'd lost the beer.
The mysteries of Exeter.
Yeah. However, I'm sure there's somebody in Exeter that's very happy drinking that delicious beer
Very handy. It's a student town.
while I sit and cry in a corner about it.
It's okay. While I watch you dressed up as a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's even better when
Dirty
he's a sad Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's even better. I like to see him wallowing in misery.
Yeah, it's like I'm slowly melting from marshmallowiness.
Okay, well, first place we went to the Borator Reservoir, and there's an interesting place about 3 miles away, I reckon it is, called Crazy Well Pool, which is more like a pond at the moment than a pool.
Yeah, and there were people swimming in it, and there was somebody camping next to it. And
We never saw the campers, though. We saw their tent and the empty chairs.
Oh, I saw his feet sticking out.
Did they move?
No.
Well, check the news tomorrow.
Maybe we've seen a dead body.
Well, I told you about the rats, though, didn't I?
You did?
Yeah, so maybe they're going to be devoured by rats tonight.
Possibly. And then this mystery gets deeper. The Boo-Foons mystery investigators went to solve a mystery and end up creating one.
Yeah. Those kids wanted to know if we were the campers. It's like, yes, we are that couple that live up there on the hill.
Yeah, which I thought that was a strange question of them because, to start with, I thought the kids were the people in the tent, and considering we appeared out of nowhere and nowhere near the tent...
Well, I'm just hoping they thought we were father and son, rather than just passionate lovers.
Well, whatever they wish to think, you know.
Whatever they think. It's the kids today. We could be mother and daughter. Who knows? We better cut that one out.
Yes. It's too late. Podcast cancelled.
Yeah, I guess. I don't like that man. He's always a sexist.
Yeah, we're already cancelled.
Transphobe. That's it. He's finished.
Recording for one of the first times, and yeah, we've already been cancelled. So
we'll leave this for our final episode then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
So you're going to tell me about Crazy Well Pool?
So Crazy Well Pool, there's the stories and legends around it.
Legends.
the legends. So for reference, we were watching some research videos there, and they were all very badly spelt in the headings, and it said Lengens, and the man kept saying Dippingtons.
Dippingtons. Dippingtons. There was a lot of Dippingtons around Dartmoor.
But so the mysteries around Crazy Well Pool is that apparently on a midsummer's evening, when it's clear skies and only a moon to light your way, that if you go down to Crazy Well Pool, you will see the reflection of the next person in the parish to die.
But we worked out there's no parishes around, so that's okay.
Yeah, the nearest church was quite a distance away, and to be fair, house-wise as well.
Yeah, it was pretty desolate, was it?
Yeah.
They all died. That's the trouble.
So with it being parishioners, who knows where they're from? But it tells you the next person to die, and you see the spooky reflection back. The other mystery being that they always thought it was a bottomless pit because they threw a church bell in there with rope, and the rope just kept sinking, and they thought it went to the bottom. But actually, it's
About 4 meters deep.
yeah,
And there was a load of kids swimming there, and we said, "How deep is it?" And they said, "Oh, it's about 4 meters." So, okay, thanks.
yeah. And then watching them swim in
Mystery
it,
solved.
yeah. And then when they were swimming in it, that one of them stood up in the middle, and it was up to his shoulders. And it's like, yep,
Yep, mystery solved. It's not that deep. It's just the waters are very dark. And the other weird thing about it, of course, it is a lake or a big pool or a pond of fresh water. It's about 100 meters long, I reckon. It's about 100 meters length and probably about 50 meters wide at the widest point, maybe 30,
yeah,
40. And it's very high. It's got to be about 200 feet above sea level.
got to be.
There's rumors that the tide, it goes up with the tide. The water levels go up and down with the tide, which isn't true. But it's really weird because it's the only lake on Dartmoor.
Yes, there are no natural lakes on Dartmoor at all.
And it turns out this one isn't a natural lake. They suspect it's either a tin mine or what else was it?
A reservoir. They think it might have been an ancient reservoir that was designed to hold water. But the stronger evidence is, as you rightly said, a tin mine, because they have found evidence nearby of an ancient tin mine.
And it's apparently filled by a freshwater spring, which is underneath it. So whoever was building that mine or digging that mine just hit the wrong spot. Or the right spot to cause a legend.
Yeah. Well, the other legend there was about the witch.
Oh, yes.
Where there was a witch living nearby, and she told a man, I can't remember the man's name now, who was an
Boris.
Bob. Bob. Boris Bob, he was an earl or something like that.
Earl Bob.
And he went to visit the pool, and the witch told him that very soon his head will be held high. And about a month or so later, he was beheaded, and his head was on a spike and was held high as on top of a spike.
Which I think the version I misheard you earlier was better, where I thought you said the witch told him his hedge would be held high and he needed to go to court because of it. I don't know why I thought that's what you said.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I can see that. I can see his hedge getting too high, then being sent to court. And then you said he had his head chopped off. I thought that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, well, that's because his shears were blunt, and when he went to court, they sharpened them and then chopped his head off with the shears.
So, yeah, okay, so that was only one story about a witch, apparently. Only one witchy witch story.
Yeah, only one witch story, all linked to that, but most of it was about the death of the parishioners. And then in modern times, I believe you said something about a motorbike?
Oh, yes, there's right, here you go. There is a fairly modern tale, apparently. It's fairly modern because there's a motorbike involved.
Yes.
So, no witches this time. So, some youths at the local pub, if it was the Laboratory and a very nice pub with very
nice
good
pub.
food, they were basically laughing about it, joking about the Midsummer's Eve. If you see a reflection, if you can hear someone's name, they were laughing and joking, and they were challenged to go to it. So they drove up on their motorbike, spent the night there, drove back and died on the way home.
So nobody knows if they saw the next people
so nobody
to die.
knows what they saw, what they heard, because they were killed. Now, number one, we walked up that, almost died just by walking.
Yeah, the cracks in the road, the huge rocks in the way.
You were describing them as witches' cracks.
I did describe them as witches' cracks.
So any witches, we want to apologise. And I'm sure your cracks aren't as wide as those. Or with as much grit in.
Yeah, so sorry to all the pagans out there that I've just offended.
Yeah. So anyway, they died. But why would they have driven a bike? It was the most deadly footpath. Idiots.
Well, I strongly suspect they had been in the pub laughing and joking. Let's go up there. And also, the way some of the people were driving around there when we were driving, wouldn't surprise if they got hit.
Yeah. Especially at night by a cow, perhaps. There was lots of cows. They're pretty dangerous.
Unless it links into a story we'll be speaking about a bit later.
Yes. So the mystery of Crazy Well Pool is, there's a few of them. So you've got the reflections and the deaths of the parishioners. You've got the witch. you've got the fact it's bottomless, and these two idiots on a bike dying.
Yes.
Oh, and there was the only person in really modern times, there was a Marine who did actually die crossing in 1998.
Yes.
And the mystery there is how come nobody was held responsible and nobody was prosecuted or court-martialed for that poor guy.
Yes.
Somebody should have been looking after him while he was trying to cross it.
Definitely, and it's unclear whether it was part of a training exercise, so they were all going across it, or whether he had just gone across it or something.
Yeah, but definitely that's the only mystery for me. People get away with things like that.
Definitely, 100%. But
Anyway,
yeah,
that's a bit
well,
heavy
we
there.
know that it's not bottomless
It's
because
not
there was the
bottomless.
dry spell that they had where they realised it's only about 4 meters deep.
Yeah, I think it was in 1844. The water was pumped out because there was a drought, and they were trying to get the water down to Plymouth. So they pumped out the water, hoping it was going to be a unlimited supply, and it turned out it was enough for 3 cups of water in a bath.
Yeah, and with the reflections, I went right down to the water's edge. Because there's one side of it that's lower than the rest, so you can easily get down. The rest of it, the sides are nearly sheer, so quite dangerous. And to be fair, I can imagine on a very still night, with only the moon to reflect, you could probably see your own reflection, or maybe even the shadow of your reflection, and then you're going to find out a couple of days later that Bob in the pub is no longer around. Oh, I saw his reflection in the pool.
I've just realised what it is. Of course, that era, nobody really had a mirror. No one knew what they looked like. They looked in the water, and they thought it was somebody else because they didn't even know what they looked like.
Yes, of course.
I mean, basically, in Plymouth, they've only just had mirrors. Okay, better cut that bit as well. Yeah, so some friends did go camping up there. Some friends, some ex-colleagues went camping up there a while ago, and they did say they heard scratching on their tent all night, and they were scared and didn't know what to do and how to look out, and they could just hear all this noise and something was trying to get in their tent. And one of them did open the tent, and they just found there was just rats trying to get into their tent. So again, you're out there in the middle of the night, you've got rats moving around, which is usually really silent. So you've got all this noise, you've got all weird things happening. Yeah, it could be a bit spooky, I imagine, on a cloudless night.
Very much so. And as we discover, there's quite a lot of granite and rock and quartz all around that area, which in the paranormal world is known to hold energy and spirits.
And yeah, again, funny thing, I'm sure we'll go into this more, and we've probably been into it already, but a lot of the places we've seen and we've been to, very thick stone does seem to be part of pretty much everywhere.
Yes.
There's rock or stone formations in a lot of these sites we go to. But that's, again, another mystery. Can it really do that?
Yeah, well, very
Magnetic
good.
rock can screw with your brain.
Maybe we need to get a geologist on the podcast to talk about it.
Maybe magnetic rock works like TikTok. It just messes with your brain.
Maybe.
Right. So,
Dong,
okay.
dong, dong,
So,
dong,
as
dong,
in...
so
Who?
You said TikTok messes with your brain, so that's the Italian brain rot that's
okay.
very famous at the moment. Dong, 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 so
Good thing I don't look at TikTok.
Yes. Or the ones that I'm obsessed with at the moment. Lizard.
That's right, just delete them. So Crazy Whirlpool, not mysterious.
No, not mysterious at all.
Lovely. A good place to go for a swim if you're out on the moors and you just don't want to drown. Don't wear your combat gear if you don't want to drown.
Yes.
I recommend a pair of shorts, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or swimming costume if you're a lady, or if you're in between, whatever you want. Again, cut that. So after there, we decided to go see Pixie's Hole. Not Pixie Lot, not Pixie Lot's hole, but Pixie's Hole. Which, much like Pixie Lot, has a hole in a cave where soldiers like to go when they're being hunted. Sorry, no, that's not right. Unlike Pixie Lot, there is a hole in the cave where soldiers go when they're being hunted. We did try to walk it, and we passed a couple of Germans, and they told us that the Pixie's up there. I think that's what they told us, or they told us to go to hell, you British scum. It was one or the others. But either way, we followed where their finger pointed, and we ended up in the middle of nowhere. Actually, if we followed the way their finger pointed, we'd have been in the sky somewhere.
Oh, it's a good thing this isn't live. Oh.
Okay, go on. Talk about Pixie's Hole.
Oh.
Is it called Pixie's Hole?
Right. Yeah. So we went to Pixie's Hole, which is on Sheep's Tor. And it's got loads of names: Pixie's Hole, Pixie's this, Pixie that, Pixie whatever. Loads of different things, but it's commonly known as either Sheep's Tor or Pixie's Hole.
I've just had to verify my face so I can actually browse Pixie's Hole on the internet. So I'm assuming I'm browsing for the wrong Pixie Hole.
Well, let's just hope that you're getting onto the right page.
Someone's got my details now.
But yeah, so we went up there, and on the map that we followed, it seemed it was just a short way up the path. We got a short way up the path. There was no sign of any form of cave at all. So we kept walking. And we went, there's still no cave. There's a massive hill. And then we saw Germans.
Very nice, I think.
And they probably got freaked out by me and thought I was a weirdo because I looked at the Germans and they said hello. And I said, have you seen any pixies?
That's exactly what happened as well. I went, he's really said that to them. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
And they looked at me very strangely, just pointed.
But it was the high-pitched, have you seen any pixies? And it's like, 9.
Yeah. They definitely thought, what on earth is this weirdo on about?
But she did laugh and point up the hill.
Yeah, so maybe she did know about the whole pixie story.
It was a very nervous laugh, though.
Yeah. Maybe in Germany, pixies are evil.
Well, I think the other thing was, they're all dressed up for hiking. And you're dressed up like for a cocktail bar.
Yeah, to be fair, I am wearing a Hawaiian shirt today. And yeah, I do look
like... And a
like...
pair of light loafers.
Yeah, it did look like I was out for drinks, not climbing up a massive hill.
I thought, oh my God, he's going to die, but good luck up there.
There's definitely some sort of party going on up there, or at least he thinks there is.
Yeah.
And it was after we had been up there and came back and we saw them again, and we mentioned about the pub, and he looked very worried and went, "There is the pub," as if to say, you've clearly been there and spent too long there today.
I thought it was really good when I said, yeah, we're going to that one down there. I said, good, we're going that way. When they went the other way. But it's when they said, you're back already?
Yeah.
You're back so soon? It's like, yeah, it was too much for us. We came back.
Yeah. So when we eventually discovered where Pixie's Hole was, we had already climbed up one very steep hill covered with rocks. And we were looking for a cave. So I've realised we haven't actually said what Pixie's Hole is. We've just said lots about Pixie's Hole and going to Pixie's Hole.
Well, I've said it's a place where soldiers go to hide when they want somewhere warm.
Yes.
It's just like Pixie's Lot. Who is Pixie Lot anyway?
Pixie Lot is a very beautiful singer.
Ah, does she have a big gaping hole? Oh, it's a small hole, wasn't it? We had to find it was a small hole, wasn't it?
It was a small hole. Yeah, to Pixie's Lot's lawyers and solicitors, we live in 10 Downing Street, and we're called Keir Starmer and Keir Starmer. So address all complaints to them. But yeah, so we.
Sorry, I'm reading about Pixie Lot. You carry on.
Yeah, so we'd already climbed up. We'd climbed up one big hill covered with rocks. And we get to the top and then go, well, how much further is Pixie's Hole? So we look online and realise, as we looked across on the horizon, there was another even taller hill from the hill we were standing on, of which we'd have to have gone downhill a bit, through loads of weeds, and up a very steep hill the other side to get to a pile of rocks. And within this pile of rocks is a small cave opening, of which I saw the picture online of that lady with her head sticking out.
Yes, I wouldn't have got my arse in there.
there was no way I was going to fit in there.
I think those soldiers back in the day were quite small.
Yeah, and apparently these soldiers
It does pay to be small sometimes when you try to get in someone's hole.
definitely, and that's why pixies live there, because it's small.
Yeah, if you're too big, it's overrated, honestly.
Yeah, the civil.
That's what Pixie said.
But the story and mystery that goes alongside it was that English Civil War soldiers, and it's unclear whether they were Roundheads or Cavaliers, it just said during the English Civil War, they went and hid in this cave to get away from the war, and they were met with pixies. And again, it's unclear whether the pixies helped them or whatever. Apparently, they just saw pixies in there. So then a whole mystery spread around about pixies, and people will leave gifts for them, and now people will climb up there to try and squeeze into the tiny pixie hole.
Do you know, I just realised it wasn't Pixie's Hole. That's a different place. This is Pixie Cave.
Oh.
Pixie Hole's in a different part of Plymouth.
Oh.
Sorry, not Plymouth, in a different part of Devon. So there is a Pixie Hole.
So are we not talking about Pixie Hole?
No, we're talking about Pixie Cave. And it's not even spelled Pixie as in a pixie. It's Piskie. Piskie.
So do we have to record all that bit again?
Yeah, I think so. No, we can just tell the truth. The mystery is solved. We went to the wrong place. Whom the untaught shepherds call pixies in their madrigal? Madrigal? Madrigal?
Madrigal.
What the hell does that mean?
Don't know.
No, good, that's right. Fancies children. This is right.
I've heard the word madrigal before.
Welcome, ladies, to our cell. Here the wren of softest note builds its nest on warbles well. Here's the blackbird stains his throat. Welcome, ladies, to our cell. The song of the pixies. Good God. The pixie lot's better than that. Sonny even hates her.
It's a style of Renaissance vocal music.
Oh, dear God. Okay.
Or a short lyrical poem.
So, yeah, high up on the craggy granite outcrop of Sheep's Tor lies a small naturally formed cave that sits amongst a dense scatter of rocks and boulders. The cave goes by several names: Piskie's Cave, Piskie's Hole, Piskie's Grot, Piskie's House, and Efford's Cave. But whatever one calls it, the place has for centuries been shrouded in mystery and superstition. From various names, one can easily assume that the caves was/is a dwelling place for the little folk of the moor. Even today, there's a certain air of mystery to the Piskie's Cave, as it can be hard to find, especially in the mist or the rain. As with many of these curiosities, the Piskie's Cave became a feature of interest to those in search of the picturesque or romantic during the 1800s. The cave is difficult to find, and some folks cashed in on it. Cashed in the legend, offering their services, guiding the curious to its location. On the 21st of September 1883, Exeter Gazette carried a feature on the parish sheep stores that said years ago it attracted many visitors to the romantic spot, but even in the days of oh my God, this is so boring.
So what we've learnt is we went to the wrong place that was not linked to...
But no, this is still the Civil War, but it's just not called Pixie's Hole. It's just Pixie's Cave. So what we can do is we can edit in every time you said Pixie's
Hole.
Pixie's Hole. We can do my voice saying Piskie Cave. So every time you say Piskie Hole, no, cave.
Yes.
And it will sound so natural. No one will be able to tell.
Nobody will ever be able to know.
That'll be the magic of editing.
So Piskie's Cave. Piskie's Cave? Piskie's Hole.
Piskie's Cave. Piskie's Hole. Piskie's Cave. It was first written in the book in 1797, The History of Devonshire. That's the first time it was mentioned.
Well, at least we know I got the sheep's tor bit right.
You did get that bit right. And apparently the invisible beings are supposed to be there, the invisible pixies.
Of which we didn't see because they were invisible.
The Germans scared them away.
Yeah. After seeing some weird bloke going, "Have you seen any pixies?"
I thought he was a dirty perv. Right, okay, yeah, this stuff here. However, it's not in the piskies of... Why do they call them piskies? That's just so weird. That's just people just trying to be clever, isn't it?
Or is it a very old-fashioned spelling of it?
Yeah, but
Because
it's on the internet. It's a new thing. This is written by somebody recently.
yeah, but have they written it in the style that it's named after?
Yeah, but they haven't said ye and thee.
Yes, but maybe for local legend it's spelt Pisky, and that's why they've spelt it Pisky.
Just taking a pisky.
Oh, people are going to have fun taking clips out of this one.
Yeah, so there's a lot here. There's a party of troops being sent to find him. Basically, it's the civil John Efford that was the Lord Manor of Longstone, and a staunch parliamentarian even. He became embroiled in a plot against the Lord Protector, and it soon became common knowledge and resulted in a party of troops being sent to find him. Somehow Efford got to know about this and managed to scuttle off to Sheepstore, where he hid in the Pisky Cave. People from the village would take up food and drink to the tiny cave where he remained in exile.
So the only mystery around it, really, is the fact that there are invisible pixies that live there.
Do you want to start again? Because I did mess all that up for you. Have a look at that.
Wow, that's a lot there.
Yeah, and they say pisky a lot.
Whoops.
Pisky.
Ah, now Googled what Pisky is as well.
Is pisky what we thought it was? Or is it just a place to go to toilet like you did on the hill? I've never seen somebody wee so many times. Okay, I didn't see you wee, I could hear it. It's a real flow comes from that. Don't cross the streams.
In my Stay Puft Marshmallow Man costume.
Cross the streams.
Right, we'll start that again then.
You got to give this to who do you say was going to edit it for you?
Chris.
Chris, have fun, Chris. No,
Yeah.
no, let Chris do this. Chris, I like to see what your truly independent skills can do. Because Dan will butcher this and take all the funny stuff out and just leave him, and all we'll just hear is him.
Yeah. So what we're saying is just every episode I'll edit them and go, oh yeah, Chris, can you do this one for us?
Actually, we could have two versions. We can have the stupid version for the Patreon.
Yeah. So Pixie Cave, we went up there. We didn't see any pixies at all. And yeah, it's Pisky's Cave, isn't it? I've got it right this time.
Yeah.
Finally.
It was very nice up there, though.
It was beautiful.
It was, and if there was a place I was going to hide as a devout parliamentarian, I can't think of many better places close to Parliament.
Yeah, and I think as far as the mystery goes, it's all about the pixies being up there, and we didn't see any pixies, but apparently they're invisible.
So anybody says they've seen a pixie is a liar.
Yeah, although there is the whole thing about you're supposed to leave a gift for them, if not, something bad might happen, because in Cornish folklore, a pisky is like a pixie, but they're mischievous and cause trouble for travellers.
Apparently, these piskies have a habit of stealing human babies or replacing one of their own. They adopt a baby to be taken to live in a cave.
That's probably why we saw a random pair of pants on the way.
Oh, yeah, that stinky pair of pants. That was great.
They were moulded and everything.
They were the gift that keeps on giving, those pants. They're going to walk out that place.
Yeah, they're covered with mould.
I hope that was mould.
I hope it was mould. If not, somebody needs to go to the doctor and get themselves checked and their bowel habits checked.
Very expensive pants by the look of it.
To be honest, I wasn't as interested in looking at them as you were.
Well, I was trying not to watch you weeing everywhere. I'm afraid the only thing to distract you is somebody's dirty pants. Yeah. Oh, God, that's wrong again, isn't it? Sorry, I've got to moderate what I'm saying here. I'd rather look at someone's dirty pants than you weeing. I don't know which is worse. There's just a hole that just kept dig deeper into nonsense.
Well, luckily we have the
Always.
power of editing. Yeah, that's the picture I saw earlier. And then there, on another page, there was a picture of a lady with her head sticking out. Yeah, I don't think with that very narrow gap it would have really been worth us, because we didn't make it onto the actual hill that they're on. We made it on the hill next to it, and I think looking at pictures afterwards, we definitely wouldn't have been able to have got in the cave. So yes, but I did find that little rock that made a bit of a cave where you took a picture of me,
Yeah, very, very exciting cave that was.
like some sort of little goblin.
You did look like a little goblin.
Good, that was a plan. My precious.
Yes. And smelled like one as well. After climbing out that hole in the ground.
Still do.
Still do, yes.
Need a shower. But yeah, and as you said, it was very beautiful, because from the hill, we then saw the next location that we went to, which was the reservoir.
That wasn't really a mystery because it's quite big. You couldn't miss it.
Yeah, and then we then found out that the mystery around it is more people getting information wrong.
Yeah.
Because it said about a whole village being drowned, which, yes, of course, there are reservoirs in the UK. There's the one up north that I can never remember the name of, which they based a Doctor Who episode on, the Capaldi era, where apparently there's a whole village sunk in the reservoir. And I can't remember. You did say at the start of this episode the name of the reservoir.
Borator.
And then we discovered that there wasn't a village there at all, that actually it was a few farm buildings, which they saw one time when it was very dry and they saw the foundations of it. And then there was the manor house, which
wasn't even underwater. It was just on the side.
Yeah, and they kicked the people out of the house to be like, yeah, we're going to flood this as part of the reservoir. And it's just sitting there.
Just derelict, yeah. With its apple cider press outside, which was very nice.
Sadly, no cider was available to drink, though.
But there is a legend. The legend is you can hear the bells ringing. The church bell from this flooded church ringing.
Of which there isn't a church. However, as you you spotted, just a 5-minute walk away, what looked a bit like a belfry. I don't know if it was actually a church belfry or whether it was part of the house that was there, but it definitely looked like a belfry.
Yeah. And it was just like there between the trees. It's like, that's probably where the bell rings from.
Yeah.
So the fact there's no church underneath the reservoir, there's a bridge and a farmhouse, maybe two. Yeah, there's no real mystery around the Borator reservoir. No matter how hard we tried, we couldn't find a mystery.
No, even when we went into the bit where we walked round the fence and then later discovered that there was a gate that said no access.
Which is why that little kid was shouting, they're not allowed to go in there.
I genuinely thought it was a kid of the parents had told the child not to go that way.
Yeah. But I think we've learnt from this that we can trespass wherever we want.
Yes, because we're investigators.
Investigating.
You know, we are the Boo-Foons mystery investigators.
Do you know, we need to get special IDs made up so we can flash them like a policeman. We can flick up in our wallets and say, Boo-Foons.
Mystery investigators.
Yeah.
We don't always get it right, but we always get it weird.
They will probably be so scared. They'll just let us do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they see the size of your proton pack.
And you and your sailor hat.
Yeah. That's going to have to stay in the edit purely because if not, people are not going to get that reference. Even though it's going to make you sound like a dirty pervy.
Dirty pervy from Plymouth.
Yeah, so the mystery we end up debunking very quickly of, well, there's not a church under the reservoir here, and you saw the actual, what looked like a belfry around the corner.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, can't think of anything else. You were trying to say, yeah, the gate could slam shut, and this little bit of metal hook that could make it sound like that couldn't sound like a bell.
I tried to make it
You
sound
did
like
try.
a bell. I
Yeah,
made
it didn't
an
really
effort.
sound like a bell, did it?
I think the only bell there was the two of us, and that's
The ice cream van.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. When spooky times when you can only hear that chime of whatever. What do they play?
wasn't it Greensleeves?
Green
historically?
sleeves. Yeah, whatever. This is so mysterious. I can hear green sleeves. Henry VIII is around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Willie's winter ice cream.
Willie's ice cream.
Willie's ice cream
I don't think I would want a Willie's ice cream.
with all that dripping off your cone. You got to make sure you get it in quick before it goes down your chin.
Yeah. Oh.
You are a teacher, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Let's keep that in.
Yeah. Teacher by day, mystery investigator by night.
Sex offender by weekend. Yeah, that should stay in. So while Dan composes himself, and this is again very apt for the sex offender part, we went looking for hairy hands next. Because we all know how you get hairy hands.
You get hairy hands by
Driving on the B road
Driving
through
on
to
the B
Exeter.
road.
Yeah. And it grabs hold of your steering wheel and drives you off the road. Allegedly.
It does.
I've always been interested in this one because I did see a ghost myself. No, okay, didn't see a ghost. Driving through Dartmoor with a friend, we did see something completely unexplained. So, roads on Dartmoor are weird. I don't know if I should talk about what I saw. Do you want me to talk about what I saw? Or is that just pointless at the moment?
I don't know if you want to get... Does Luke know any other stories? Maybe we can get him in an episode in the future.
Yeah, he's a bit weird, so I'm sure he knows lots of stories.
Yeah, and then you can talk about it then.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to save that for another day. But
Yeah.
I saw something unexplainable. So things
Which will
happen
leave
on-
you hanging. You have to keep listening to later episodes of the podcast to hear it.
That's it. So rather than that, I'm going to hand you over to Dan's hairy hands.
And in my hairy hands is a microphone,
I'm
not
glad
a steering wheel.
his little pink microphone.
It does say manly on it, though, so it's a manly pink.
It does say manly on it.
So the whole hairy hands is, well, there's loads and loads of stories on the B3212 that there's been horse and carts where a pair of hairy hands have grabbed the reins and pulled the cart off the road and killed people, and there's been motorbikes where a pair of hairy hands has grabbed the bars of the motorbike and steered it off the road and they've crashed, and there have been cars that have also had hairy hands grab hold of the steering wheel and crash, and survivors have all said the same thing on this piece of road, that as they've gone along, a pair of hairy hands were seen grabbing the reins or the handlebars or the steering wheel, turning them off the road and crashing before leaving victims to die.
Do you know, I'm fascinated by these hairy hands, how they have actually managed to adapt with the era. They did work out how to move from horse and cart to bicycle to motor cars. I mean, I know some adults who can't adapt that quickly.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, that's quite a big jump in technology. I mean, can you imagine we're going to grab a Tesla self-driving car and short circuit it out, reprogram it so it can do whatever it wants.
And it's been reported throughout history. There were reports in 1888 in the Royal Cornwall Gazette, and reports in 1853, 1912, various different reports. Even a report in the Western Times in 1928 about people being worried about death of the hairy hands of cars and things dragging them off the road at that point. And most recently, 2011. In 2011, there was a single vehicle traffic accident which ended up being part of a trio of accidents on the same bit of road in 2011, and people assumed that maybe hairy hands were responsible. And there's a couple of different theories between as to how the hairy hands happen. There's one theory around the fact that it's a Stone Age inhabitant that doesn't want people to be there, and it's their hands grabbing them.
Oh, no, like car. Oh, scratch car.
And if it's a Stone Age person,
peace and quiet.
and like you said earlier, to adapt from horse and cart with the reins and bicycles, motorbikes, and cars. If it's a Stone Age inhabitant, that's impressive. Yeah.
Just,
ugh. Me no like.
Me crash everything.
me want to drive off road. However, the other story.
Oh, bicycle. Me like this one. Let this one go.
Me like gears.
You like gays?
Gears.
Gears?
Gears.
Gears?
Gears.
What?
Spiky wheel. Spiky wheel.
Oh, dear.
Go round, click, click, click.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Pogs in the tyres, the pogs in the wheels. That's it. That's the only ones that don't crash, the ones that got pogs in.
Yes, the ones that make the fake motorbike noise.
Oh, scary. Og.
Although I used to use a Coke can and I would squash it. And if you put it in the sort of, I don't know the actual technical term, but the U-shaped bit underneath the seat, as the Coke can hit the wheel and went along the wheel, it made a rumbling noise like a chopper motorbike.
The Mysteries of Norfolk coming soon.
Yes. Featuring Coke cans in bike wheels.
Stone Age Coke cans.
However, the other story is about the powder mills, which we drove past, and you actually pointed out as we drove past, look at that big chimney over there with the bush sticking out of it.
I just want to say that, right? We're driving on the road where the hairy hands are supposed to drive people off the road, and I was actually looking at a derelict building rather than watching the road. Maybe that's what happens.
Maybe that is what happened.
Oh, look over there. There's a wreckage, a ruin of a building. Oh, whoops, I've driven off.
Yes, and
it was hairy hands, honestly.
And you do have hairy hands. Sort of.
A little bit hairy.
Yeah.
Not offensively hairy. Not ugly hairy.
Well, the other story is that, because it's now a pottery, but historically, and the bit of the chimney that was there was actually a gunpowder making factory. And the other story of where the hairy hands come from is where a man was working in the gunpowder factory, and the day it exploded, it absolutely vaporized his body, apart from his hands.
But it didn't burn the hair off his hands.
Did not burn the hair off his hands. And apparently those hairy hands that were left after the gunpowder explosion are what kills people, because they were killed in a explosion.
But why would they pick on drivers? Why not just choke people who use explosives or something?
Maybe a horse and cart went into the gunpowder factory and made it explode.
Maybe Og went in. Well, like boom.
Yeah, maybe Og was. Maybe the original hairy hands was a Stone Age person, caused the explosion.
Yeah, I think it's a good. I mean, I like hairy hand stories.
I really do like. This is a great story.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites actually around. It's stuck me for a while. The hairy hands. Yeah, I just love the idea that all these people just crash and they can't. Oh, it was hands. It wasn't me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, officer. I haven't been to the pub. There were a pair of hands. Yeah. I don't know what you mean about me being in the pub.
Yeah. But yeah, so there has been lots of stories of the hairy hands. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is it's now a very, very, very busy road.
It is.
There's a pub there. There's shops. There's all sorts of picnic areas, cars parked everywhere. There's a huge car park. We're talking thousands of people now drive through it every day.
Yes.
At least. I mean, it is a B road going through the moors. It's not going to be the busiest of roads, but it does go, it does get a lot of traffic there. And all those cars seem to be pretty hairy hand free.
Yeah, and like we noticed as we were driving, on one side of the road, you're very close to a huge dip. And on the other side, you've just got a wall. And if you were to crash into the wall on the one side of the road, you'd probably survive unless you were going at speed. But if you went off the other side, your car is probably going to flip and roll a few times going down that bit of the hill. So, of course, there's going to be a fatality there.
But also the other thing is, it's no worse than most of the roads we drove on today.
True.
I wouldn't have put it as a harder driving road than any of the roads. I mean, I managed to, quite happily pay no attention to the road and look at this. I know you were my passenger. Sorry, I should have actually told you when I was doing it. But I wasn't.
Maybe it was my hairy hands trying to save my own life.
Oh God, maybe was it your hairy hands that was touching my leg?
Oh, possibly.
Oh, there's a lovely drawing here. Look, hairy hands. Look.
Ha.
You have to put that one up on the video podcast. Oh, look, there's even hairy hands.
They are very hairy hands. They're like werewolf hands.
They are, and I think they are. But yeah, there's some really bad illustrations, and I think if we watch the video version of this, I'm sure there will be one edited in, some pictures of really bad drawings of hairy hands choking people.
As long as
am I looking at the wrong type of website here?
Well, you did just have to put your Face ID in there.
Oh, God. Internet safety. Can't look at hairy hands and... Ooh, that's nice.
And we had been driving along, was it the B3212, if I remembered correctly?
Hey, I don't know. Just tell me to go left or right. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, if I've remembered correctly, that's the road. If not, then it's something like that. It's in Dartmoor.
B3212. Look at you with your memory number. You should be a teacher or something with a memory like that.
I should be. And to be fair, I don't know how I remembered that, because normally I'm bad at remembering things like that.
Well, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
And with that, that's the end of this episode. We're impressed by Dan. That's the mystery over.
Hooray! Finally, somebody's impressed with me. So we, while driving along that road, we found they were mainly animal mysteries, weren't they? So Hairy Hands presumably was a person, and all the rest were animals.
To be fair, I mean, that's pretty much all that's out there, isn't it? It's like flat land, a couple of rocks and some animals.
And you see loads of sheep, or as Jeremy Clarkson would say, sheeps. And then lots of cows. Sheep and cows.
As Jeremy Clarkson would say, cows.
Yes. Cows.
Cows.
Sheeps.
Sheep saying cows. Yeah, okay.
Lamb and beef.
We saw some horses too.
Oh, we did see some horses.
Some ponies.
Yes, and there was the pony that you pointed out was very close to somebody's car.
Yeah, it's rubbing us on a ring mirror. Ring mirror? Wing mirror.
Yeah.
Wing
mirror.
Wing mirror.
On the wing of the car.
And the insurance claim, he said, some hairy hands ripped it off because there was hair and horse dung on the wing mirror. So it had to be the ghost of the hairy hand man.
Yes, and we pulled over at a pub, which sadly was closed, so couldn't stop in there. However, the pub had a mystery. And the story was that one day a dog had a drink of beer that had been left outside the pub.
Mystery.
And this is why this podcast is going to be great. So many years ago, apparently it was a hotel.
Mystery.
And now it's a pub.
Damn, pull yourself together, man. It's a pub. You don't really laugh at pubs. You usually go and they say, "Can I have some pints of beer, please?
Have you seen the Pixies?
Your finest lagers and stouts. I'll have 3.
Yes, but maybe 4 today.
Mystery.
And
Right, you're not drinking next time we do this. Come on now. Pull yourself together, man.
The final episode of this is just me talking to myself. Oh, right.
The pub. Mystery. Dog. Beer.
Yes. So, a dog. Once upon a time, there was some beer left outside.
Mystery. How did the beer get left outside?
Because somebody didn't finish drinking it, maybe. I don't know. However, it was really weird because they did that cute thing that some pubs do that are dog-friendly, where they had an old keg of beer filled with water for dogs to actually drink from.
Are you sure it was water?
Well, I looked inside. It looked like water.
How do you look inside? It was a metal keg.
Because it had a hole in the top.
Didn't see a hole in the top.
There was a hole in the top. I looked in the hole. Near the weather rock.
Mystery.
And the dog...
Right, okay, so back in the olden days, somebody decided to get a dog drunk. So they got a dog drunk, and the dog walked off and howled, and now people hear the dog howling.
Yeah, but the best of it
Mystery.
Apparently it ran up a hill.
Up a hill.
And when we were standing there...
There weren't many hills.
And so which hill did it go up? Because the closest hill was probably a good 1.5 miles away.
That's a mystery.
And they still hear the howling to this day of this ghost dog that was drunk.
Have you ever been so drunk that you found a hill and just walked up it and howled?
Well, considering where I live, it's very flat. It would be very impressive for me to find.
Okay, have you ever wanted to find a hill to walk up and howl? Or have you just wanted to sit down and drink more beer? Because I know that most dogs that get drunk just want to drink more beer.
Well, I just want to sit down and drink more beer.
Then throw up.
And then maybe get a kebab.
Yeah, like every dog.
Yeah, woof woof.
It's a mystery.
Bow wow. And, yeah.
So the mystery basically is they can hear it. How do they know it's that dog that's howling?
Yeah, well, in the area...
There must be loads of dogs.
Yeah, and there were houses in that area because it was a little village.
Yeah. Had lots of chocolate from that pub and we bought some ghost books.
We did. Some very good books.
And as you can tell, we have revised those. We have read every them from cover to cover.
We have indeed. They definitely aren't just sitting here looking at us as we film this, trying to go off memory.
It's a mystery.
And that was where we saw the cool bridge.
That was a cool bridge.
It was a cool bridge.
It was a cool bridge. It was just made out of stones.
Yes.
Big rocks.
Big rocks.
Big flat rocks. It was ancient.
With drunk dogs around howling.
Yeah. And French people. Lots of French people. There was 3 French cars parked up there with French number plates, and everybody who was walking around was French.
Yeah.
But it's like they all probably didn't even know each other, and they all just turned up. Oh, there's another French person we're going to pull over here.
And they're all sitting there having picnics and things.
Yeah.
And
do you know what? They do have quite hairy hands. It was the French.
It was.
Okay, so that's not really a mystery, basically. It was a dog got drunk and howled, and now people think they can hear a howling dog.
Yes.
Okay. That's probably one of the weakest mysteries there are.
That is one of the weakest mysteries. However, the next one along that bit of road was the one about the pigs.
Oh, ghost pigs.
The ghost pigs.
Ghost pigs.
That apparently on this stretch of road where, as you've already said, there's already quite a lot of animals.
No pigs, though.
No pigs. That apparently there is a sow that is...
Sow?
Oh, is it sow?
It's a sow. A sow is what you do when you put fabric together. A sow is what you get when you put your thingy in a pig, and it's a girl pig. That's a cow. That's a sow. Not a cow, a sow.
Yeah, and apparently...
You should know that. You're from Norfolk.
Yeah, I should know that, but I tend to eat pigs.
Yeah, or phantom bacon. Ooh.
Yeah. And there's a ghostly sow with her piglets scavenging for food. And when they give the food to the pigs, they vanish.
Dartmoor is known for its rugged landscapes and folklore, featuring tales of ghostly pigs, particularly at Merritt Hill. These spectral swine are often associated with dark and foggy nights and sometimes said to emit eerie squeals. One story describes a lone traveller encountering her sow and her piglets on Merripit Hill, their thin, mist-like form dissolving into the night, only to reappear later. Wow, mystery. Another tale tells of pigs that fell into the river and were swept away, their ghostly forms said to haunt the area.
Maybe it's the same pigs. Oh, well, you know what it is? You know how they tell you you're not allowed to go swimming after eating?
Yes.
Maybe the pigs ate lots of food and then went swimming.
Yes. Because they would eat anything, pigs.
Yes, and they tried to eat the water.
And they're very clean, so they probably want to get washed. Yeah, apparently, okay, so key details about the ghost pigs on Dartmoor. They round about the Merripit Hill area for some reason. That is linked to... Wouldn't it be great? Why do you want to move here? I just love ghostly pigs. I just love the mystery of a ghostly pig. I've got to move into this house.
Yeah, I need to see the ghost pig.
Their pigs are often heard on dark and foggy nights.
Like every mystery.
Yeah. To be fair, though, up near Princetown, it's very foggy a lot of the time. And at night, it's often very dark. Yes. So between nighttime and the average 300 days of fog they get there, it's pretty much all the time. Eerie sounds. Some accounts mention pig squealing. Skin and bone. What the hell would...
What, so the pigs were saying skin and bone?
Skin and bone, yeah.
Yes, because I know many pigs that speak fluent English to say skin and bone.
Mystery.
Maybe it was Miss Piggy. Oh, Kermie, skin and bone. That's a really bad Miss Piggy.
That was a really bad Miss Piggy. Frank Oz has turned his grave and he's not even dead. One story describes the pig as dissolving into wisps of mist, only to reappear later. So it's like what's his name in X-Men?
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, how he disappears into mist and just reappears. There could be night-crawling pigs.
Maybe Nightcrawler is a ghostly pig from Dartmoor.
Yeah. It says, okay, you'll like this one, though. The possible inspiration for the folklore. The ghostly pigs, along with other Dartmoor legends, are believed to have inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Hound of the Baskervilles.
Ooh.
That is, I think, from today, that's like number 112 of things that's inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Hound of the Baskervilles.
I'm pretty certain at this point that all of these places just say it for tourism.
Yeah, everything is.
Maybe we need to do a whole episode about the Hound of the Baskervilles.
I think that's pretty good because that'll keep us going for a long time.
Yeah, well, we can go through all the mysteries. That'll keep us going for a whole year.
This is an interesting one. Another ghostly pig on Dartmoor is said to be the spirit of Judge Jeffreys. Is that the hanging judge, isn't he? Judge Jeffreys was the hanging judge,
yes.
I'm sure? Who was, infamous of his harsh sentences following the Monmouth Rebellion of 1685. The pig is described as a giant black hog, and though the reason for his porcine? I wish
I how to say that word.
Porcupine. His porcupine form is unknown. He's reported. Why would you? Okay, and he's also reportedly haunts a hotel room in Exeter in his human form. So not only does Judge Jeffrey want to be a porcupine or a pig, he also haunts in a hotel room in Exeter as well. So talk about me.
Yeah, well, there's also links to him in Plymouth as well with the deaths of loads of people and hanging of people because you were apparently guilty before you even set foot in the courtroom.
Yeah. Do you know what gets me, though? I wonder how many places Judge Rinder's going to haunt. I bet he's haunted quite a few different places, and I bet he's going to carry on haunting them afterwards.
Well, you know who married him, don't you?
No.
Benedict Cumberbatch was a very good friend of him. I think they went to university or something together.
He married Benedict Cumberbatch?
And Benedict Cumberbatch got ordained so he could give out marriage licenses.
Okay.
And actually did the service for Judge Rinder to get married to his now husband.
Well, that's very good. It's like, who's the other person who did that? It was Ian McKellen, wasn't it? Who got married, got ordained so he could marry Patrick Stewart and his new wife.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so do you know what? I might get ordained as a registered member of the Church of Satan. I think I might get myself ordained.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants...
Well, funny you say that. And as this actually links in to talk about ghost pigs. Penn and Teller have a church in America called the Church of Bacon. And I'm actually a registered priest of the Church of Bacon.
So you can marry people.
And I have applied to be ordained. However, I have since learned, since applying, that it only...
is America.
It is America. I could do it in the UK. However, it would have to be through various marriage licenses, and I'd still have to do all the UK British paperwork for it.
Damn.
However, if I go to America, I could set up a place in somewhere like Las Vegas and casually marry people in the name of the Church of Bacon.
I love that. I'd happily get married in the Church of Bacon, as long as I can eat it afterwards.
Yeah. So, yeah, that links into the ghostly pigs.
Can you imagine the honeymoon sausage?
Excellent. But it's not bacon, though, unfortunately.
It's not, but you can have it round. It can be pigs in a blanket.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Have you ever seen them in the shops? Do you think, I know what that looks like. There's a pig in a blanket. I like that look. Yep.
Well, it's sort of like a toad in a hole.
That's a very excited little
Yep.
pig in a blanket.
Yeah, so, and then if we move, well, the pigs, it's not really a mystery, is it?
No, it's just stupid.
It's just...
There's no pigs anywhere. I'm sure there were back in the Stone Age, or Bronze Age, when they had the little farms on all their little, survival camps or whatever they had, their little communities. I'm sure they had some pigs out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's no pigs out there now.
No, and to be fair, a pig's swine noise, the squeal that they make, it could be
Skin and bone.
Yeah, this whole skin and bone bit is ridiculous.
What did you hear? Skin and bone. It's a pig.
Yeah, that's definitely a pig.
That's definitely a pig. Skin and bone.
Wait, there's a pig in here somewhere.
Mystery.
I can hear a pig.
Yeah. No, it's not really another mystery, is it? It's just stupid.
And then we go round the corner, and funny enough, all of these animal mysteries are linked to pubs in that area, because the next one was the pub near Dartmoor Prison, where, and I'm going to try and keep a straight face through this one, because I really struggled to keep a straight face when I read this to you earlier. So there was a traveller with his dog, visited the pub many centuries ago, and was travelling along, stayed at the travelling inn, and the traveller died. So the dog was then without an owner.
Mystery.
And it's said that the dog...
I thought the man was murdered.
Yeah, that's right. The man was murdered, that's right.
Murdered.
And the dog, to this day, as a ghost, is still out hunting for its owner, because its owner is still in that area somewhere, so the ghost is looking for the owner. However, the bit that made me chuckle was the next bit of the reported sighting of the dog, where somebody who had left the pub saw the dog, went to stroke the ghostly dog, and then was struck down by lightning.
Shocking story.
Like, the thing is that whole... there's a ghostly dog there, and then suddenly lightning. Like, where did the lightning come from? Like, was there a storm? Was there actually a dog there? And how do they even know who saw it?
Were there witnesses? Did the person survive? None of these are details that anyone will tell us.
No.
Just they were struck by lightning.
Just that they were struck by lightning after trying to stroke a ghostly dog looking for its owner.
I mean, that's not good. But somebody's trying to help the dog find the owner, and then they get struck by lightning all the time. Do you reckon the dog murdered the owner, and it's actually just still looking for an alibi?
Oh yeah,
looking for someone to fix up.
Well, the thing that could link in here is I know in East Anglia a lot of the black dog stories or black shuck is very much linked to Norse mythology and Odin having his hunting hounds. And in Norse mythology, obviously you got Thor, who's the god of thunder. And maybe, just maybe, the god is linked to thunder and lightning because the dog is Thor in disguise.
But why is he here, not in Norseland, with the Norse people?
Because he's still looking for his owner.
What, Thor?
Yeah, he was a dog and he's looking for an owner.
Why would he look for his owner over Dartmoor? There's much better places. It's quite a long way away from Scandinavia.
Well, owner sounds a bit like Mjolnir. If I said Mjolnir, like Mona, sounds like owner. Yeah, I'm clutching at straws.
You are clutching at straws.
I'm very much clutching at straws, just trying to get my own joke to work here.
Yeah, didn't work. That's a mystery. What next?
Well, I guess...
Boratorian. We didn't see the ghost in there, but there's supposed to be a ghost in the Boratorian.
There is. There's supposed to be a lady in black clothing jangling keys.
We only saw 4 ladies behind the bar, all dressed in black, all with keys.
Yes. However, none of them look very ghostly.
I didn't know the one who brought us our condiments.
Yeah,
she did look a bit.
She did look a bit.
I wasn't sure if she was alive or not. And the lady who actually poured our drink, I wasn't sure that she was actually... She just didn't look very happy.
I think...
I saw her smile once, and that was when somebody fell over.
Well, when I went back up to the bar to get our drinks for our food, I did find out why she didn't look very happy, and it was something to do with drama that was happening in the kitchen and somebody putting through an order incorrectly.
God, she looked like she wanted to kill him.
But the thing is, there's a lot of stories about ladies in pubs with keys and jangling them. Could it just be that people have got drunk? They've gone to leave. Well, there's still, they want to drink more, and then the landladies come out, jangle the keys, and gone, "You need to go home." And then the bloke's got home, gone up to his wife, and gone, "Sorry, I'm late, love. I saw a ghost. There was a ghost in the pub. It kept me in there. I wanted to leave, but there was a ghost."
She kept jangling the keys at me. I couldn't go anywhere. I was too scared.
Yeah,
I had to get another pint.
You know, do you think it was just an alibi for that?
Oh man. I mean, the amount of alibis my dad came home with after he was drunk. Usually, oh dear, that old man. God, he could put a drink away. He lives in Norfolk now, and not recently, a couple of years ago. I mean, the man's 87 now, so he must have been about 84. Anyway, he was coming home from the local pub and decided to fall in a bush with a prostitute who was propositioning him. So he's in his 80s. And he came back just giggling that he'd been in a bush with a prostitute.
Was she wearing black and jangling keys?
Yeah, she was. Which was really funny because it actually turns out that this village, my dad, well, not in a village, it's a street in the middle of nowhere in Norfolk. There was actually, this is probably completely the other way, but it is a mystery, but how the entire house tucked away in this back street in the middle of nowhere, it was full of sex slaves.
Oh. Well, it's not so much of a mystery. There's been lots of news stories in that area of things like caravans and that, and quite a lot of that sort of thing happening, and the Norfolk police shutting a lot of it down.
Yeah, my dad, it's okay, just let my dad take him out. He'll just crash him. Just, he breaks their legs. That's it. The madam's gone down. The old man's taken. He's had a few too many. That's it.
Yeah.
Were there any other mysteries we saw today?
Yes, well, from the pub with the ghost dog that strikes people down with lightning was obviously Dartmoor Prison.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to talk about the pervy priest.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the pervy priest.
That's
one we can get behind. Don't want to be in front of him. That's one thing for sure.
Yes, near that pub was the other pub, which apparently has a priest walking around it and scuttling across the floor silently looking for beer. And
boys.
There was a church nearby and a police station next door, which is now a cafe.
But we worked out why the priest is wandering around the pub, and that's because it's opposite a school. And he's got a restraining order. He can't go any further, any closer. So he's just got to hang around, just going between the walls,
Just drinking beer, chilling.
Jangling some keys.
Yeah, talking to the people in the area, in the pub, going, come to the church,
Let's hope somebody brings their kids in there. People bring kids into the pubs these days. Oh, spectral priests. It's a mystery.
Yeah, well, what I was hoping we were going to get into with me saying Dartmoor Prison was you talking about the ghosts of Dartmoor Prison.
There's a ghost in Dartmoor Prison?
I believe you. Did you not tell? Well, there is a ghost. So there's 2 ghost stories at Dartmoor Prison.
Oh, sure, there's so many.
There's
places.
the ghost of a prisoner who had been in there from the late 19th century and the early 20th century and died around 1920 something, and apparently haunts the prison to this day, walking around and going in and out of cells at night time, and prisoners have reported seeing this ghost going through the cell walls. But of course, you've got all the other ghosts of the French from the Napoleonic Wars, which you told me about earlier around the back of the graveyard, because it's
quite fascinating, actually, to be honest, around the Dartmoor Prison, that there's actually a huge grave at the back which has French prisoners from the Napoleonic Wars. When they died in the prison, they were buried out there. And then in the War of Independence, there was a massacre where the British massacred a load of American prisoners, and which was very unfortunate because the war had actually finished at that point. They buried them all into the same. They all went into the same grave, which actually makes Dartmoor Prison. But the back of Dartmoor Prison has the second or the only other American war grave in the country, but they can't return the bodies because they're mixed up with French bodies. But yeah, I mean, there's so much history about Dartmoor Prison and the terrible things that have gone on there. I mean, you go past it, and again, we were talking about stone.
yes,
Granite and stone being seem to be linked in with almost everything, because these pubs we were seeing, they're all made out of stone. They're not bricks. And of course, the prison, you look at it, and it looks like something from, I don't know,
it looks quite
medieval.
It looks like a castle. It's not a castle. It's always been a prison, to my understanding, but it does look like a medieval castle. And I quite like the gate that's got the bell on the top of the gate.
Oh, it's just amazing. Yeah, it's great. It's not many places like that. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there or stay there or pretty much be there, do anything there.
Then don't commit a crime, and then you won't have to.
Don't get caught committing a crime.
Solid advice.
You see my browsing history, that's a crime on its own.
Solid advice from the Boo-Foons.
Yeah.
Don't get caught committing a crime.
The one thing we should do, though, is Bodmin jail is apparently Bodmin prison has a lot more ghosts than.
Yes. So maybe we need to go and visit
Bodmin, yeah,
for a later episode.
Do a ghost walk with them. Stay overnight. That's what would be good at.
That would be good.
We could stay over I want to find a haunted place to stay over. I did. Well, we lived in a haunted place, didn't you? You actually stayed there.
Yes.
So we were buying a house in a little town, I don't know, it's a town, a little village just the other side of Plymouth, and it was called Turnchapel. And on this road, this little house we lived in was actually quite a big house. It was over 3 floors, and it had a cellar, which the front of the house used to be a pub back in the 17th century, and then up on the top floor is a living room, and you could see over the whole of Plymouth Harbour.
I loved your living room in that house.
Oh, the views were beautiful. Unfortunately, the people we were buying it from decided to give it to their son the day of exchange, so we never got to live there. But we did live there for about a year before that happened. And the people who used to live in that house used to come by, and they used to say, "Have you seen the ghosts?" And it's like, okay. And I was like, seriously, have you seen the ghost? It's like, no. Said we saw ghosts all the time. So many crazy things happen in that house. It's like, no, don't know anything. And then, but then I thought about it. And our dog, we had old dog Tinker, and he would sit at the top of the stairs watching things go up and down the stairs, and he would growl. He would stare at nothing and growl. And he never growled at anything. He was just the chillest dog, ever.
Oh, Tink.
He was lovely. But he would see things in that house that we never saw, and he wasn't, he didn't really like it. But later on we found there was a carbon monoxide leak in the basement, and he actually slept in the basement because he liked it down there.
Well, maybe the ghosts that the previous tenants saw, maybe that was a thing, because carbon monoxide does mess with your brain.
Yeah, but it is supposed to be one of the oldest. It was the oldest house there. When they first built it, was the Admiral of the Fleet. It had a huge amount of history. It was a pub, and it had been lived in 400 years, 500 years. So it was a really wonderful place. The whole thing was one of the oldest, but places in Plymouth, around Plymouth. But yeah, this house was supposed to be haunted, and we were about the only people who hadn't seen anything. But there must have been 5 other families whilst we were there who came by to knock on the door and said, "Have you seen any ghosts yet?" Because when we lived there, we saw them all the time and we had to move out. So they'd moved elsewhere in the village, but they had all left that house because it was too scary. Too scary.
Yeah. Well, I stayed there and didn't really notice anything spooky.
No. Apart from driving up that road, single lane road up that. Oh, it's any time I ever crashed a car when I reversed into my house. Sorry, but that's not mystery. That's just
that's not
that's
a
just
mystery.
me turn hand. Hairy Hands did it.
Hairy Hands doesn't just live in Dartmoor.
No, in Turnchapel. But yeah, that was a good place.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to live in a haunted house, and because look at the walls in that place, they were solid stone as well.
Stone again.
And behind the house, it was a cliff face. Do you remember? In the garden,
Oh,
I don't remember.
yes.
It's a solid cliff face that goes up to the houses, way, way above the top of that hill. And it's just all solid stone and granite.
See, the thing that I loved about that house was the massive window looking over the harbour. And I remember one time when I stayed with you there was a storm rolling in, and you could just see it for miles. It was beautiful. It was like watching some sort of cool movie.
Yeah, I may have to. We'll stick some photos on this just podcast on the video side, just to show what could have been, where I didn't end up living.
Yeah. So mystery-wise, I think was that all the mysteries we saw on Dartmoor today?
I think that was all the mysteries I saw today. Now it's got to be a real art to tell these stories and actually feel like you're telling a real story, because when you've been there, you just realise it's a load of old bollocks.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest mystery is we've been there, gone, nah, and then we've looked at the stories and researched the stories and gone, oh, the story's so much better than when you actually get there.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's something we've got to sort of work on, is to tell the story first before I jump in and ruin it for you.
Well, the listeners will love it, because the listeners will love our banter.
I don't know, will they?
Hopefully.
Or will they just hate us?
Well, we'll have to find out if they come back next time.
It won't be a mystery. It'll be a mystery if they come back.
Ah, they'll love it.
They'll love it, okay.
So join us next week. We have been, and we continue to be, the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators, looking at ghost stories, myths, legends, folklore, and aliens, and every other mystery. If you've got a mystery or a good story that you'd like us to look into, you can send it to us on our socials. We've got loads of socials. Just search for the Boo-Foons on pretty much every platform that we've signed up to.
Yeah, and honestly, we will take it seriously, because it's a very serious matter.
Yeah, well,
it's life or death to some poor priest.
We don't always get it right.
That's odd.
But we don't always get it right, but we always get it weird. It's my favourite lyric you wrote.
Just because it's a mystery. Do it again. Say bye. Say farewell. Farewell.
Okay. So we have been the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. Today looking at more mysteries of Dartmoor. And we've got more exciting mysteries of looking at ghosts, folklore, myths, legends, aliens, any other mysteries that you can think of whilst doing this. Fill a bit. But yes, if you've got a mystery that you wish for us to investigate or look into further, find us on socials with Boo-Foons on everything and let us know and we'll look into it. So I've been Dan.
I'll be Steve. Goodbye for now.
The Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. They don't always get it right, but they always get it weird.